You might know the iconic rubber front IC3 trains from Denmark, or perhaps you have watched my video on how some ended up in Israel. But today we're checking out the version that made its way into Sweden. So join me for a trip on this unique train as we explore why this strange design was chosen, the grand history of Kustpilen services they used to operate, and why you should hurry up if you want to catch one of the last remaining IC3s in Sweden. Today's journey starts from the Swedish city of Linköping, a major stop on the mainline railway between Stockholm and Malmö. But that's not where we are headed today, as we will instead be catching a service down towards Kalmar in southeastern Sweden. And to do that, I think we should start by heading into the station building. The station building is fairly compact, but features a coffee shop. A small children's play area can also be found, themed after Alfons Åberg, a character from a Swedish series of children's books. Food and refreshment outlets. A ticket vending machine. And the almost mandatory in Sweden Pressbyrån. And already listed on the departure board is our train today, the 12:20 to Kalmar, operated by Krösatåg from track number 5. To access platform number 5, we first have to head on to platform number 1, where we then catch a glimpse of the local train operator here in the Östergötland region of Sweden. But head a bit further down the platform and you will find the stairs to the other platforms. And then it's just a matter of making your way through the underpass to where your train will be departing from. In our case today, platform number 5. There's actually already an IC3 parked here, but this one will be going to Västervik instead, so we'll have to wait for our train to arrive. Another train operator serving Linköping is Mälartåg, operating commuter services around Mälardalen to the west of Stockholm. The station is also served by SJ, the Swedish railway company's flagship high-speed X2000 trains, running up and down the main line towards Stockholm and Malmö. And the private operator Snälltåget also stops here. And around 20 minutes before scheduled departure time of our train, some activity started happening from the sidings to the north of the station. And sure enough, a few moments later, our train is arriving into platform 5, ready to take us down to Kalmar. These trains are Swedish Y2 trains, based on the Danish IC3, built by ABB Scandia in Randers. They are capable of speeds of up to 180 km per hour. Right, let's head on board the train and find our seat. Today I'll be traveling in first class, which is located towards the front of the train. I think in theory seat reservations are available, but I just chose this one. And a few moments later, we are off on our little over 3-hour journey down towards Kalmar.
Ja, mina damer och herrar, då hälsar vi alla välkomna ombord på detta Krösatåg nummer 28809 som ska ta oss ner mot Kalmar.
And only a few minutes after departure, we leave the electrified main line towards Stockholm and now head into diesel territory all the way down to Kalmar. And I think with that, it's time for us to take a look at the route map for today's journey.
Vi jobbar på för att lösa problemet så fort som möjligt.
We are on board Krösatåg number 28809 from Linköping to Kalmar with stops in Rimforsa, Kisa, Vimmerby, Hultsfred, Berga, Högsby, Blomstermåla and finally Kalmar after a scheduled journey time of 3 hours and 18 minutes. The train covers a distance of 238 kilometers, which lands at an average speed of 72 kilometers per hour. Leaving Linköping, keep an eye out of the window on the left as we pass by Swedish aeroplane manufacturer Saab's parking lot. Here we catch a glimpse of a monument with one of their airplanes. And a few minutes later, we branch off with the line towards Västervik that also sees service by these IC3 trains. It was also around this time the guard came around and offered a free coffee to first-class passengers. I had expected there'd be zero catering on board this regional train, so it was a nice touch. You are probably wondering about the strange looking front on these trains and why it's designed like that, and there's one simple answer to it. It allows for more IC3s to be coupled together and creates easy access to the different parts of the train. This was especially a feature that came in handy in Denmark, where many long-distance trains needed to be taken apart to fit onto train ferries before the opening of big bridges like Storebælt. And this was also the case for train service to and from Sweden, which used to have to cross Öresund using a ferry before the opening of the Öresund Bridge in year 2000. This becomes very evident from the outdated electronic route map, showing just how far these trains used to go back in the day. And now that we are speaking about the train's interior anyway, let me show you around the train. So this is second class, laid out with very comfortable 2+2 seating, mostly in base of 4. In the vestibule towards the front, we will find an up-to-date map for Krösatåg. This is our route today. Over here is the makeshift onboard cafe car, selling beverages, snacks and hot drinks. And of course the electronic route map display still working. Continuing on to the middle car, we find more standard class seating. I cannot help but notice that most seats are missing the headrest pillow. And I should say that the second class seats on board these trains are really comfortable. You really don't need a ticket in first class for this 3-hour journey. As these trains are not step free, you will find towards the end of the train 2 ramps on either side. However, I assume in order to use them you need to pre-book assistance. And towards the rear of the train you will also find more second class seating in a similar layout. But one thing we can't forget is of course the all-important toilet review. The door is easily locked with the push of the button, the water is working, it's well stocked with paper and soap. You will find some toilet paper as well, and it's looking clean. So, good job Krösatåg. Our next station stop is Berga, where our train will actually have to reverse direction. The line here used to continue onwards to Oskarshamn, but the section from here to Oskarshamn was closed to passenger traffic just a few years ago in 2019. It seems strange to me a country like Sweden, who is really embracing rail travel, would make such a decision in recent times. But anyway, after a brief stop here for the driver to change ends, we are off again, heading for the final part of our journey to Kalmar. The line here to our right is the one we just arrived on, leading up to Linköping. Right, I think it's time for the seat tour. Up above, you will find an inconveniently placed power outlet. The seats have a comfortable headrest pillow and are fairly soft but supportive. Up above, you will find a reading light, as well as an audio entertainment system. These seats in general are very comfortable, and I totally recommend traveling in them. As the line is mostly single-tracked, that means we have to pass other trains, like here in Blomstermåla, where we meet with one of the newer Itino trains, also used on this line. And as these IC3 trains are getting phased out here in Sweden, it's actually not by more Itinos, but instead Krösatåg have ordered new trains. They have ordered new bi-mode trains from Spanish rail manufacturer CAF to be delivered starting next year. Let me know in the comments if you want to see a video on those when they enter service. And just like the IC3s on this line are coming to an end, so is our journey as we enter the final stretch of the line to Kalmar. It's been a lovely trip through rural Småland. On this very quaint rail line with many twists and turns. But just west of Kalmar we rejoin with the electrified line from Alvesta, and that means our journey really is coming to an end now. So it's about time we talk about tickets. A trip from Linkoping to Kalmar is a fixed price of 260 Swedish crowns in first class and can be booked online through the traffic agency's websites or apps. My ticket was part of a through booking from Stockholm to Copenhagen, booked online with SJ, the Swedish railway company, but be aware they charge a small booking fee. I think 260 Swedish crowns is a reasonable price for an over 3-hour long journey in a comfortable train, especially considering it's a fixed price available at any time of the day. So I would definitely recommend taking this train. And that's it, welcome to Kalmar Central Station, where our journey ends. And that's it, thank you so much for joining me on today's trip. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. I try to upload a new one every Sunday. You can also follow me over on Twitter at IntercitySimon, where I post live from my travels. It's a great way to get a sneak peek at what videos might be coming in the future. Thanks for watching.